noticed about fishing? It never works out so well for the bait.
Come on, you could say it's okay, they know.
Metal is stronger than glass.
Tell them I'm going fishing.
You look great.
I can see you got
an
impressive
visible
beard.
Your logo, thank you. I appreciate
it. Beard, man.
It flies in the wind in these tin rigs. All right, so let's just get into it.
Yeah, man.
You guys will obviously watch this later. This is kind of a preview of we've got a Chickamauga event coming up. It's our season kickoff to a new 2024. We decided to go with all opens this year, just fun, competitive opens. And our first kickoff is in Tennessee on Lake Chickamauga, March 9th and 10th. It's a 2-day event, $200 entry for a team. We're giving away $2,500 for first place and $500 a day for big bass. That's $500 per day.
Good payout.
It is a very good payout. We're paying back 90%. I know a lot of people ask that, so I'm very transparent about it. We only have 35 team slots. We're getting there. We're about a little bit more than halfway full, so we're hoping to have a nice boost for the next month. I mean, we're a month out. Guys start looking at their calendars, the weather apps, all that good stuff. So
it's the best time of year to be on Chickamauga. I mean, your best shot at a giant fish or big bag would be now, kind of mid-February through the end of March. End of March, you start getting a lot of spawning fish, and then April, you get into post-spawn. The fish that you're going to catch in March, that's a 10-pounder, is going to be a 7-pounder in April. So, I mean, it's the time to catch big fish. They're eating, getting ready to spawn, power fishing, chatterbait, rattle trap, pig swim baits, mag drafts, glide baits, stuff like that. But
nice.
Fun.
Yeah, a little bit of everything for everybody.
Yeah.
And all right, so let's get into one thing real quick. So the reason why we're talking with you guys right now is you are our host, location, and sponsor for the event. Talking Tackle. Well, there's no G. It's Talkin Tackle. Outfitters and Lodge in Hickson, Tennessee. Let's talk about the lodge. You guys
so we've
only been open for a few years, but give us the lowdown.
We got a 3-room lodge. They're kind of like hotel rooms, 2 beds, fridge, bathroom, shower, covered boat parking for 3 boats. So I've got two garage spots. One of them fits a 20-foot boat. The other one fits a 21-foot boat. We've got a 2-bay carport out back. Power to your boat. So if you stay here, your boat can be covered. Some guys don't like backing it in and out of the garage. That's fine. There's plenty of parking, secure lot in the back. I can kind of walk around the tackle shop as well. I'm in the lounge here, so we got a nice little hangout room. I don't know if I can flip my camera around, but
I'm assuming that's what we're going to be live streaming, right? In the hangout room every day?
Got a big TV. Man, it's fun in the evenings. Like a lot of guys that fish locally stop by after work and hang out and BS, talk about fishing, especially this time of year when it's cold and not a lot of daylight to get out after work, but still come and hang out. This is the tackle shop, if we can see it.
Sure can.
And we'll stay stocked up on whatever's hot right now in the lake. We'll have a fishing report up hanging. If anybody's ever in the area, even if it's before or after the tournament, stop in. We'll give you. We try to be completely honest with what's working, kind of the areas we're fishing, baits, patterns, all that. 2 partners here, full-time guides. Parker, that's in here behind me right now somewhere, he guides as well. There's Parker back there.
Oh man, you don't want to know how I say his name. Parker, what's up?
Parker. I've caught the accent a couple times, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's about it here, man. We're just we're blessed, happy to be here, and we're on a great fishery, and there's a lot around as well if you're ever in the area. We're 2 hours from Dale Hollow, awesome smallmouth fishing. It's about an hour down to Gunnersville. Nickajack's the lake in between Chickamauga and Gunnersville, phenomenal fishery. A lot of spotted bass lakes around. Lanier would be the most recognizable name. It's about 2 hours, but some other small like Highland reservoirs, and East Tennessee is a great place to come for a fishing trip.
Yeah, I'm excited because I'm flying down from Boston. So
It's a long way, man. That's awesome.
It is. I've sent a bunch of packages to so my Alabama director. We've become really good friends over the last handful of years. He's from Georgia. You know, he directed the Alabama Trail for God, I want to say the last 5 or 6 years. Obviously a tin rig runner, and he's going to pick me up at the Atlanta airport, and we're going to have a weekend. You know,
That's sweet, man.
I'm excited about it. It should be good.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm directing the event as well, but I'm also going to fish it, man. I'm your competition as well. So if
There you go,
listening,
man. I mean, if you're coming all the way down here, man, you better fish.
Exactly.
Long way to go.
Now talk about who are the brands that you're selling over there? What kind of brands you got going on the shelves?
So, like right now through the winter, I mean, we try to keep up with what's new and have everything that's working. But Kitech through the winter, so we sell a lot of small 2.8, 3.3 inch swing impact fats, blade baits. So Demiki Vaults, 6 cents has that slices a good little blade bait as well. Jerk baits, Mega Bass. I mean, a lot of 110 plus ones right now, and then. The Alabama rig was huge here. You know, it kind of got popular on Gunnersville, which is right down the road. And so, like, Hog Farmer, who I think is also sponsoring part of the event.
They'll be helping out. Yep.
Definitely. Yeah. They're I think they're going to donate some skunk shads, which is probably the best bladed jig trailer on the market. They're right down the road here too. If you guys are staying here or coming in town, stop by. They got a little storefront. It's where they make all the Alabama rigs, packaged skunk shads. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. But yeah, when you guys are down here, probably show you what we got over here. Lipless crankbaits, and we'll load up more on that. We throw Jackal TNs quite a bit. Duo makes some good stuff. Red eye shads, all of booyahs, and any of that stuff. And then bladed jigs. So a jackhammer chatterbait. That new Elite Evo, got plenty of those, and then big swim baits. That bite will just be starting, and it's fun, man.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. Yeah, it's a lot of it sets up in my way. I'm a big power fisherman.
Yeah.
But again, like I've been down the south, I think twice.
Mm-hmm.
The first time was to fish a Spro Open on Gunnersville in October. And it was the coldest weekend ever. Like there was a huge cold front that came in. We literally got skunked. We didn't catch anything.
Dude, like windy, spitting rain. I think I fished that Spro tournament. It was terrible. I think 3 or 4 pounds got paid that day.
It was brutal. Yeah. I mean, we even left and went to Weiss, where my buddy has a house, so he knows that place really well. Couldn't get a sniff. It was like I went for 2-3 days and didn't catch a bass. So I went home just hanging my head down. And then the next time I came down it was either last year or the year before. I think it was 2022 in February. Fished on Gunnersville again. And nothing. I mean, I got maybe, and I rented a boat that time. So, I was on my own tin rig, pre-fished with my buddy, but then got the rig for the event. And pre-fished, caught maybe 2, maybe 3, but I really wanted to figure out how to traverse the lake, right? Because I've never been there. And skunked during the event. So the South has not been good to me.
You're gonna get your revenge down here this trip, man. Gunnersville, just like Chickamauga, it can be a mean lake, but when it's hot, when they're eating, I think on New Year's Day they had an open tournament on Gunnersville.
Yeah.
The last paid spot was 27 pounds.
Really?
I mean, it took 33 to win. There were several other 30-pound bags. Same thing up here, like February, March, it usually takes 25 to 30 to win. It's the best time of year to get a big bite. And Gunnersville's coming back, man. That lake's just getting better and better. There's eelgrass now.
Yep.
It can be a pain to fish, especially when it's floating, chopped up eelgrass. If it floats into your area, it's kind of done. There's nothing you can really do, but that's giving those fish a break. And then when they're in it, especially during the spawn, you'll see the bed, but you won't see the fish. They'll sit in the eelgrass, they'll look at that bed, and then the eelgrass is just cover for fry. Chickamauga's starting to get that. We're starting to get some eelgrass. There is hydrilla. It'll be turning green and growing when you guys are down here. a little bit of milfoil that's come back. So the lake, I hope, is kind of on the upswing. We're going to get more and more grass, and that definitely translates into the fishery.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very much looking forward to it. It's a bucket list lake of mine, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have a long time to pre-fish. We're going to be down there. I think I fly in Wednesday night. We're going to head up there Thursday morning, pre-fish, check in, get a lay of the land. I want to check out the ramp, head over to your lodge, your tackle shop, just shoot the SHIT and,
Heck yeah, man.
I do have a question about that area. You said it was the hang area.
Yeah.
Are there 30 packs allowed in there?
Oh, absolutely, man. That's kind of what's happening every day after 5 when people start getting off work. So we got we've got kind of a regular crew of guys that stop by on their way home, buy a couple 6-packs. Everybody split. You drink the beer that's paid for. If you take the last one, get another one, and just hang out, have a good time. So
I like that. And how far is it from the Chester Frost ramp?
We were 1 mile, exactly 1 mile. So if I could show you the street, there's a sign right across the street. It says Chester Frost Park next left. So from our front door, you go about 200-300 yards. You take a left on the Gold Point, which is the road that the county park is on. It's the best boat ramp on the lake, especially when you guys are down here. It'll be at Winter Pool. So if you've been on Gunnersville, it's got a tiny bit of a drawdown, not much, like a foot maybe. Chickamauga's got a 7-foot drawdown. So for everyone that's coming in, if you don't have a Humminbird, you can do a water level offset if you've got a Lake Master chip. If not, if it says 7 foot of water, it might only have like 2 inches over it. So be careful. There's bars, there's long points coming out of pockets right in front of the boat ramp at Chester Frost. There's a hump. Guys that live here and fish their whole life run across it. I mean, if you just aren't thinking and put the boat in, it's not something you won't notice on your map if you're paying attention, but it's there. It's always got water over it, but when it's all the way down at Winter Pool, it may only have 6 inches of water over it. It's nothing that it's mud, You might have to get out, push. It's not rocky. It's not going to tear anything up, but be careful, pay attention to your graph, and if you've got I don't think a Garmin or a Lowrance, you can do like a water level offset. I know with that new CMAP card on a Lowrance, you can set your shallow water to maybe 7 foot, and that'll turn everything red on your map. Definitely do that. Get a lay of the land. But Chester Frost is awesome. Dallas Bay is what it's going to say on your map. Phenomenal fishing in there. I mean, I think a tournament can get won inside that area 365 days a year. When let's see, Jacob Wheeler got second, I think, the last time MLF was here. I think second, third, and fourth were all about within a mile of the boat ramp, and then Wheeler caught like a 10-pounder. You can see the weigh stand that you guys are going to be using in the background. I mean, he was a cast away from that. There's a little ditch that goes in, and you can see it. Fish use that area all year. There's no reason for him to leave. There's deep water. There's big stump field in the back, plenty of docks, always bait in there. Usually the cleanest water on the lake as well. So it stays, even we're getting rain right now, but it'll still be clean when the rest of the lake is chocolate milk.
Yeah. When do they start raising the water level?
So I think it's April 1st they begin raising it, and then May 15th, I believe, is full pool. Okay. And so that's about 7.5 feet is what the difference is.
All right. Yeah, I've been doing all my research on the Navionics app, just kind of with the water level down 5. I'm saying 5 because I think maybe it'll be up a little bit higher. But
yeah, it's up a little bit right now, and it fluctuates. It's not always all the way down. There's another app. It's TVA Lake Info. Check that out if you guys are coming. Click on Chickamauga. It'll give you how much current they're pulling through the dam, and it'll also give you the lake level. And then there's a separate tab on that app that's the operating guide, and that shows you the curve, if it's perfect conditions, how TVA wants to keep it, and then where the water level is to that curve.
I gotta write this down.
Yeah, TVA Lake Info. So I check that app every day. I mean, even if it's like habit, I don't go fishing that day, I still get on and see, they're pulling 45,000 cubic feet per second through the dam. There's going to be good current. Fish are going to eat a crankbait, or you go out in the summer and they're pulling 5,000. There's no current. Get off the main lake. Those main river fish need current. I mean, they're still river fish. You need current for those fish to eat. If there's not current, they'll suspend, or you've really got to downsize finesse fish.
Yeah.
To
Give me that website again. Sorry.
TVA Lake Info is the app.
Lake Info.
Is
there a website for it or no?
Yeah, I think it's just TVA.gov.
Let's take a look.
And then maybe reservoir information would be your tab on there, and then lake levels from there, and then Chickamauga from there.
All right, nice. I'm going to put that in the comments.
Okay, that's off the top of my head. I believe that's how you get that information, but if not, it's something close to that.
TVA Lake Info app.
Mm-hmm.
This portion of the podcast is sponsored by Ben's Tackle Shack, the largest family-owned tournament tackle supplier in the Northeast. If you want to be the best, you need the best. So use Ben's Tackle Shack as your trusted source for the highest quality fishing gear. With brands that include Shimano, Daiwa, Yamamoto, Lowe's, Kitech, Strike King, Berkeley, and Zoom, you'll find everything you need at Ben's. So gear up and go fishing. Visit benstackleshack.com for more information.
Check it out. All right, that'll be in the comments. Oh, yes. All right, so my partner, Chris, has it already, so he's been checking
Nice,
it out.
nice.
Maybe I should just delete it then, so we're the only ones.
Have the upper hand on everybody.
All right, what else? So, do you have the other two rooms taken yet?
They are, yeah. Fully booked that weekend. Somebody had called and booked over the phone, and then I had a walk in. A guy that lives up in Knoxville, older gentleman, said he's going to fish with his son. I think his son has a fiberglass boat and fishes bigger tournaments, and he's got an aluminum boat and doesn't really tournament fish, but just something to do. Father-son, cool tournament.
I love that.
I know another one actually too. We got some regular customers. There's a guy, Mike, works on oil rigs. I think he's working in Myanmar is the country.
Okay.
But yeah, he's in town like 1 week a month, and that tournament falls on the week that he's in town. So him and his dad are going to fish it, which will be pretty cool. You'll get to meet, fun guys. So Don Powell, he'll come. He's awesome. Cool right. Dude.
Just got to make sure they register if they haven't already.
I think they are. I think they're signed up.
Okay, good. Yeah, I love hearing when fathers and sons or even wives come out and fish these events. We've had a few of those in Northeast. It's really fun to see because we just have fun. It is.
Yeah, I fish with my wife's son. We just got back yesterday. We were down in Homosassa, Florida, and we were catching tarpon and redfish and sheepshead and fishing inshore. It was great.
Anything good?
Nothing crazy, man. Sheepshead fishing was really good, and they're good to eat. We kept some, made some fish tacos, gave some to the neighbors. That was cool, and then traded some for some stone crab claws that guy had in the freezer, which was awesome.
Okay.
Actually caught. It's pretty cool, man. There's like freshwater springs right there, and we were able to catch like snook, mangrove snapper, redfish, and largemouth bass in the same area. I mean, without moving the boat.
That's sweet.
It was neat fishing. It was cool.
So we did get a question on the in the comments on the Facebook. It said,
"Yes, sir.
What's it going to take to win March in 2 days?"
I've
got my guesses, but I want to hear yours first.
I'm going to say 39. I think both days you're going to have a couple bags over 20 pounds. It can be hard to do it 2 days in a row. I mean, you can land on a group of fish. And usually how it happens, those fish are grouped up kind of by size. And so you'll be fishing a flat, a pocket, something like that. Get bit, catch a big fish, throw right back in there. You can get right really quick. So I think
you guys were doing. I think that's what you guys were doing, guiding. When your guys were going live, you guys were catching absolute tanks.
Yeah, man. A couple weeks ago, we had some good current. We got a lot of rain in, and sorry, I don't know if you can hear me with the siren going by.
I can hear you.
Yeah, right. I'll tell you what, those fish were all right at the mouth of Chester Frost Park. That those guys were. I mean, had a 9-pounder. Yeah, they're right there. There they are. They're not. I mean, they're not going to be there, and they're not going to be there in a month. But
right.
Yeah, they're not there now. They were there for like a week. It was, we got a nasty cold snap. A lot of Chester frost actually froze over. Never happens. I've seen that happen once in 20 years.
Yep.
So a lot of those fish that were normally in the park moved right out to the mouth. The main river was like stable water. You know, it was 45-degree water and 34, 35 at the boat ramp. So they pulled out to the closest stable water, and they were loaded up there for about a week. They're not there now, but yeah.
That's why he was going out every day. You have to get it while it's hot.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I got thanks, Gary. It's my birthday today. I just got some.
Oh,
birthdays.
Happy birthday!
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Should have led with that.
Oh, man, just another day.
Heard it. I got you.
Just another day. But
what
were you thinking for winning weight?
I was thinking you'd need at least 15 or 16 the first day to stay in it.
Yeah.
But you're going to need one of those high teens, even a 20-pound bag, one of the days to win. So I was thinking around that 36, 37 mark.
Yeah. And, man, you're not out of it if you have a bad day. I fish 2-day tournaments. We got a buddy that won our biggest local trail is CBA, Chattanooga Bass Association.
Okay.
He won the 2-day classic maybe 4 years ago, and he had 8 pounds the first day. He had 37 the second day with a 12-pounder that he caught on the topwater.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So, yeah, I mean, it can happen. Yeah, he was not in contention to even get a check day one, and then went home with 10 grand. So
yeah, that's fun. That's a good day.
Yeah.
We had a 12-pounder caught in our Tennessee on Chickamauga this year.
Man,
that's
in our awesome.
Local club. Yeah, I don't remember what date it was. I think it was August. I want to say.
Man, mid-August too. That's a giant for that time of year, and that's the mid-August to mid-September, the toughest time on the whole Tennessee River. Chickamauga, Nickajack, Gunnersville, Pickwick. It's tough that time of year.
Yeah, maybe I'm lying then. I don't really remember.
No, I mean that's awesome. I believe it. They're out there.
Yeah, it's on our Facebook page.
Nice.
I got a couple pictures of it, and it was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, man. Cool.
What else? So let's we got a few people on, but I want to run down some of the stuff that's going on for the event because we've got a lot going on, and I want everybody to understand, kind of what we want to do, the fun we want to have while we're down there. First off, again, this is March 9th and 10th. We're taking the aluminum owners events, the opens, to Chickamauga. March 9th to 10th, 2-day tournament, 5 fish per day. Your lake size limits are 15 inches for largemouth, 18 inches for smallmouth, and actually a team is allowed 2 per day because it's 1 per angler.
That's correct. One smallmouth per person, 18 inches, so it's a big fish. And that time of year, you'll catch a lot of smallmouth, especially on the lower end. If you're within sight of the dam, there's a lot of rock, there's a lot of smallmouth. If just to be safe, if it's got any brown in it, 18 inches, we do get smallmouth spotted bass across like a mean mouth.
Oh, really?
We do, and they'll have a tooth patch on their tongue like a spot, but they'll be brown. And so 12 inches is what most tournaments do for spots. Yeah, there's no size or creel limit. I mean, if you wanted to go out and keep a 5-gallon bucket full of 10-inch spots, you could. But tournaments generally, it's 12 inches for spotted bass.
Yep, and I think I added that today. Just because I started reading a little bit about the spots, and I want everybody to know that it's a 12-inch.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying that if there's any brown at all, even if it is mean mouth, it is not considered a spot. It's on the smallmouth side of things.
18,
so,
yeah.
Okay.
Just to be safe, man. You don't want to get any of the anglers in trouble or be in possession of an illegal fish. That's just the kind of rule of thumb around here is if it's any brown, if you think it could be a smallmouth, call it a smallmouth.
Okay. And I love smallmouth fishing. I do it a lot
Yeah.
up here in the Northeast. And I'm getting better at it, even though largemouth are my forte. But all right. So again, Talkin Tackle is with us. They're our host location for this event. So what that means is we're going to be doing live streams back there. Me and Chris are staying there. So we're just going to be having a good time all weekend.
Heck yeah, man.
In your what would you call it? What area is that?
We've got a lounge, is what we call it.
Lounge area.
Yeah, we got a cool table in here,
doing
couch,
live streams too.
Chairs. Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun. So come on out, after the event. There's a check-in on Friday night of the event at your lodge. So we'll be setting up there and just doing a preview with some of your guides, just talking about the event again and how the fishing's been leading up to the event, and so that should be a good time. I got to figure out how to get all my podcasting stuff into my luggage for the trip, but I'll figure it out. Again, I want to run down some of the other sponsors of the event. Again, Talking Tackle is going to give you 10% off at the shop
yes,
for
sir.
the registered team that are coming in. So, they've been great, and I really appreciate you, partnering up with us for this event.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Happy to do it.
It really was the perfect location for us. So thank you.
Yes, sir.
There's a local tackle shop up here called Ben's Tackle Shack. They do some online retail. They're a title sponsor of ours. They've got some really good stuff. Power Pole has joined us this year, and they've done a lot for us. So they donated 2 micro anchors to give away for the year. I already gave one away. We had a New England Fishing Expo. That's one of the biggest events up in the Northeast for bass fishermen every year. I talked to a lot of good people about just the tournaments up here.
Hang on just a sec.
Yeah.
Oh, but I didn't lose you.
No, you didn't.
We're still there? Okay, I got a phone call coming in, and I just hit decline. And all right, cool. Sorry.
No, you're good. So I already gave one of those power poles, the anchors away. That came with an 8-foot spike, just talking to a bunch of people up here. The other one is going to be given away for free at the end of the season. And anybody that registers for an event this year is going to be
that's awesome.
Gets one entry into that raffle. So it doesn't cost anything to get into it. All you have to do is register for an event. Mm-hmm. So if we have 35 entries for Chickamauga, those 35 teams will have a chance at winning that raffle. And we only have 4 events. The most people that you'd be going against for that raffle is, if I can do math really quick, I am pretty good at this at some time. So it's 35, 25, that's 60, and 60, about 120. So you got a 1 in 120 chance of winning a $600 item. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty good odds.
So Power Pole's also giving away a $100 credit. So they got a $100 gift card to Power Pole for the winners for each of the 4 events. So Chickamauga is in that category. They are also giving away for the first 25 teams to register. They're giving away some drawstring product bags. So what we're trying to do is, almost make them like a mystery tackle box, where I've got some sponsors that are lined up to maybe, throw some product in there. I know Stryker is going to put some swag in there, some fun swag. I think a couple of the sponsors I've talked to, I'm not going to jinx it by talking about it now, but they've expressed interest in donating some products. So I got to follow up with them. But just I'm trying to make these bags fun. You're going to get some food. You're going to get maybe some sponsored product, some fun things in them. So there's definitely some incentive to get yourself registered early, especially for the first 25. So Power Pole has been phenomenal. Stryker Brands is another sponsor of ours for the season. They're giving us a ton of stuff, like from monetary value. I mean, I want to say, let's do the math again. Almost $3,000 worth of sponsored product.
Wow.
So what we're giving away down there are 2 Adrenaline Stryker rain jackets. They're worth $300 each. One team will win. Here's the stipulation, and I have to stress this, and I'll explain why I had to do this rule. In order to be, it's going to be another raffle type situation, but in order to have an entry into that raffle, you have to weigh at least 1 fish on one of the days.
I believe everybody's got a shot at that, man.
Now, what I did this 2 days is challenge. You didn't have to do it for 2 days, but I did this because I threw an open in Minnesota last September, and it was a single day tournament. And in my eyes, the way that people were talking about the lake and the time was that it's going to be tough to catch a limit, maybe even catch a fish. And since it's a 1 day, the worst case scenario would have been the first 5 teams come up with sacks. Everybody else is like, it's a 1 day tournament. I'm not even going to weigh. And the weigh-in's 5 minutes long. I didn't want that. So I'm implementing this rule across the board all season because I want the weigh-ins to be fun. I want people to have, their moment on stage. We're going to be live streaming, hopefully, that, every weigh-in too, just talking to everybody about how the fishing was, stuff like that. So if you have, if you're a sponsor, if you're pro staff, it might be a fun time to shout out, who you're repping, stuff like that.
Yeah, be proud of that fish if you catch a fish, man.
Exactly. And it worked out in our favor because there were a lot of teams that wouldn't have weighed in if I didn't have that rule in there, because we were giving away a lot of stuff there too.
Yeah.
So, that's a big deal. I think that's a fun way to do it, just to get yourself involved in.
It's a good idea.
In some good raffles. And then Torrent Outdoors, they're a Tennessee company. They've got some A rigs as well. And did you sell Torrent stuff?
We don't. Talked to. There's some of their baits that I really like. They've got a worm, man, like that shaky head worm. It's kind of ribbed and it's got a little. Yeah, it's a killer.
The Striker series, I think it is.
And then paddle tail swim bait. It's got that cool fin coming through the tail.
The Threshers.
Yeah, man.
That's new.
Got some cool stuff.
And I feel, am I allowed to prep other people when you've got a lodge that has your stuff? I don't know what the deal is, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're not buying
whatever,
them.
Man. Not at all. Whoever's helping you out, man, shout them out.
But anyway, so that's the deal. The official practice. Let's run through some times. So I have the official off limits as Monday and Tuesday off limits. Official practice is going to start Wednesday through Friday. That off limits, I'm assuming that a lot of people aren't going to travel like I am for this event. It's going to be very localized. So I don't see an issue with that. And I want to give that, I want to give everybody kind of their fair shot to get in there early, a day or two early and do some pre-fishing, but I don't want someone fishing all week, right? I feel like that's fair. So that was the idea behind that. Official practice Wednesday through Friday at 5 p.m. Friday at 5 is a hard stop. You got to have your boats out of the water. We're going to be, that's when the check-in is as well. So I would like to see every team check in at Talk and Tackle Friday night from 5 to 7. If you can't check in at that point, obviously I'll be there early in the morning on tournament day number 1, which is Saturday, to check people in if you don't. And if you're not going to be there on Friday, if you could just send us an email, just say, hey, we're not going to be there Friday night, but I'll check in with you in the morning. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. But I do want to get some people through your doors, just talking about the tournament. And, again, we're going to have this atmosphere of a tournament all revolving around your lodge and your guides and Chester Frost.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We'll have a fishing report written up in the shop. And then if anyone's got any questions or, hang out, drink a beer afterwards, whatever.
Or multiple, depending
on
how fishing day goes.
Nobody wants to run out of power when they're on the water. There is a better way. Introducing the Charge Marine Power Management Station from Power Pole. Power Pole Charge.
What else here? What else we got going on? So, all right, let's talk about payouts. So I mentioned it earlier, but it's a $200 entry for the team with a full field of 35 teams. Now we capped it at 35 just because I feel like it keeps it competitive, but also doesn't overwhelm myself from a director's point of view. And I want to make sure that I run, a lock solid event. So, me and my partner are doing most of the event stuff at the ramp. So 35 was a manageable number for us, and it gets the pot to a place where I feel is a competitive number, where first place is $2,500, second place goes to $1,400, third is $750, fourth is $425, and fifth is $225. And again, we're doing $500 a day for big bass. But again, that's based on a full field. Those payouts do change if we don't get a full field, but we are still paying out 90%.
That's great.
Let's see. Everything is on our website too. If you guys want to check out aluminumfishingseries.com, our tournament schedule is on there. All the information for this event is on that website. go check out talkintackle.com
Yes, sir.
for information on their lodge and what they do for the community and bass fishing world. And that's the preview. We're going to do some live streams after each event. I'll specifically, I'm hoping to talk to teams that do pretty well or have some fun personalities.
Should have a lot of those.
Just to have some fun live stream at Talk and Tackle every night after the event. I'm hoping to do that around 6. I think your tackle shop closes at 7 each night, right?
We close at 7, so that it'll probably be a little quieter in here after then, where I'm sitting right now in the lounge. But also, if anybody is going to be coming in town late, give me a shout. We can stay open. More than happy to stay open a little later or open up a little earlier in the morning. Right now, we open at 6 a.m. Monday through Saturday, 7 on Sundays. But we'll probably change that for your tournament. Come in and I'll open the tackle shop up maybe at 5, so that way you got time to come in and get some tackle, whatever any last minute need to spool a line, some weights, and still make it to the ramp, not feel rushed, and be safe getting out there.
That'd be awesome. I appreciate that. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
And again, that live stream at 6 p.m. is that last kind of hour to come on in after the event and stock up if you don't want to do it in the morning. We're going to be there chatting, talking, having some drinks, and maybe previewing some of the baits that have been used and caught, and talking with some of the teams that are doing pretty well. So I'm really excited about that aspect of it.
That'd be fun.
I love meeting people and talking to people about it, and seeing if they're telling some lies or if they're telling truth. You know what I mean?
That goes hand in hand with fishing, man.
100%. I mean, I had a tough time packing for this event because I'm sending all my stuff down. I already sent all my the gear that I'm going to be fishing with down there.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my rods myself, obviously, in my hard case, but I had to send. I think I sent like a $70 package down to Chris with all the stuff that I'm going to do. I mean, I had the weigh-in bags, obviously, the drawstring bags, and then again all the tackle that I think I'm going to use, that I may not have the right color, or I may have trouble finding down there because there's a lot of stuff up here that's different than down there. But
yeah,
I definitely plan on spending some money at your shop. I'll tell you that.
Bring it on, man. I'll take it all.
We got a couple more questions in the chat.
Shoot, let's hear
them. Wesley Wilson, he wants to know his partner wants to break his PB during practice. Why do you want to break it during
PB,
practice?
Wesley?
Yeah, why do you want to break it during practice? Do you want to break the PB during the event?
Yeah, exactly.
His question was, what bait should he grind with for that one big bite? I think everybody knows the answer to that question. I'm not going to say it.
So I mean,
everybody
the big swim bait
knows.
is going to. But man, that I'll tell you, you guys probably saw it if you watched any of the elite tournament when they were here. About a month later, I guess it was 2022, and you watched Carl Jocumsen was throwing a glide bait to win the tournament. He also lost the tournament. It's a big bait. This fish get a lot of leverage, and it's got to be the perfect day, man. If you go out and chuck that thing around all day, you're going to see fish. You're going to move fish. It's got to be the right day for them to eat it. I mean, what I look for is, I want sun and wind, because I want shade lines, and I want the surface to be broken up a little bit, and around 60-degree water, which it should be. But other than that, a lipless, catch a lot of fish and have a shot at a big one on a lipless and a bladed jig. Last year, the biggest fish I caught all year, I didn't catch any 10s on this lake last year, but I caught a 9.8 and a 9.9. The 9.8 was in March, I believe, late February or March. It was on a shaky head on a dock. So it wasn't a big fish bait.
Really?
Wasn't, yeah. Yep.
Love that.
The other one was in the fall on a bladed jig, but shaky head on a dock. I mean, just going to generate bites. And I think that week I had a 7 and an 8 as well on a shaky head. Just fish the conditions, Yeah. If it's bluebird skies and calm, it's really hard to get these fish to eat a moving bait.
That. Yep. You downsize.
So, you got to downsize, you got to slow down. If we got wind, if we got current, they're going to munch a trap, a crankbait, bladed jig, a spinnerbait, bladed jig, red, same for a trap, spinnerbait. I like just white and chartreuse. Usually throw like a gold Indiana and a little orange kicker blade on there this time of year.
Yep. All right. You mentioned earlier. What do you think the water temp is going to be in early March? I've been tracking the weather a little bit as far as what's forecasted. Obviously, I know that's junk sometimes, but I'm thinking like low 50s. But are you thinking that it might jump up in some back of the pockets to the 60s?
Probably, yeah. I think we'll see probably mid 50s main river, which is always going to be your most stable water. If it's a warming trend, I mean, it could be 70-degree water, shallow in the backs of creeks and stuff. Probably low 60s in creeks and mid 50s main river, and then, I mean, that can also flip flop. If it's cold front, it may be high 40s, low 50s if we get some really cold nights in the backs of creeks and pockets. And then the main river is still going to be mid 50s. I mean, it takes a long period of warm or cold to change the temperature. I mean, there's a lot of water moving. There's always current. So creeks fluctuate, pockets fluctuate. That main river stays pretty constant.
That's good info right there. I would recommend anybody watch this video just for that info right there. How does the water temperature combined with the water level impact largemouth in the back of pockets?
If the water comes up, if we've got rain or if it's warming, they go shallow when you can't get too shallow. There'll be your trolling motor's stuck kicking up mud and you have to throw shallower as far as you can. They want to be warm, and then they're gonna
just sunning themselves in the mud.
Yep, that's pretty.
You also got to assume if it's that shallow, you may actually see some activity on the top of the water too.
Yeah,
give you a little hint. You know what
I mean? I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, if we got 60-degree water, I think that's plenty warm enough for them to eat a top water, especially low light conditions. First thing in the morning, maybe throw a spook or a buzzbait.
But do you need that multiple days of that for the water temp to change that much, or do you see that kind of impact with just one day of warm up?
Multiple days usually. So I mean, like your best shot, if you go fish Chickamauga for a giant bass at the drop of a hat, it would be the tail end of a warming trend in February or March. So if it's been warm 2 or 3 days and then there's a front coming through the 4th or 5th day, the last day of warm, when you usually start getting some wind, it's been warming. Even if the water's falling, they will still go shallow if that's the warmest water.
Right.
But
yeah, I'm kind of the guy that brings the cold weather down with me every time.
Well, fingers crossed that that's not the case. But even if it is, man, like I think for the next 10 days, the forecast, there's like one day that the high is 50. Other than that, it's pretty much 60 degrees and.
I lost your voice. There you go. Yep, I got you now.
To upper 30s for lows, and then highs have been around 60. So, and it's been raining here, which is good because the rain is warm. I mean, it's 60 degrees out and raining right now, so that's 60-degree water going into the lake that is 50 right now. 49, 50-degree main river, and probably up to 52, 53 in the backs of pockets.
That's some good stuff. You get me more excited as What else we got for questions here? So we've got best Mexican place by the ramp. Any Mexican joints?
Oh yeah, we got El Fogon, Fogon. It's
Fogon. You did, but I got you back.
I'm sorry, man. It's maybe 2 miles past Chester Frost on the opposite side of us. So if you're going north, it's going to be on your left. About 1.5 miles from the tackle shop.
Nice.
It's awesome. We go there all the time. So El Fagon, there's a couple good local pizza places close by. NYPD, New York Pizza Department, 5 minutes away. It's good. And then there's also a mall with every sports bar and Chili's, Applebee's, Logan's, Texas Roadhouse, all that stuff around there. That's 10 minutes away.
Gotcha. All right. So ZK Customs asked what the I lost your voice again.
Oh, can you hear me?
I get you now. Yep. Okay.
All right.
So ZK Customs asked what the entry was going to be. It's going to be 200 a team. Everything again on the website, aluminumfishingseries.com. You can / Chickamauga Open, or you can just click the info button on the homepage.
Nice. That boy can catch him too. ZK Custom. Zach's a heck of a fisherman.
Yeah.
Catch some big smallmouth too, man.
I mean, obviously, I'd love to catch a couple smallies, because if you catch an 18 plus incher, I mean, you're looking at 3.5 pounds.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good fish.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, and this is what I want. I want and feel like if you have a couple smallmouth in the sack, it's going to impact how your bag. I mean, I think that's going to be a game changer for one team. I guarantee you.
I could see that happening. And then your largemouth are going to relate to more, and this is just kind of generic, but grass and shallow water, the largemouth rock and current. You're not going to catch largemouth usually in the backs of creeks, in the backs of pockets, rock, main lake rock and current for smallmouth.
Yeah. So what about? So Wesley asked, where should we get a biscuit in the morning before turning the blast off?
I love the questions, man. So it's almost directly across the parking lot from us. You could walk over there. It's like 500 yards, man. It's called the Southern. They open at 6 a.m. If you want like a sit-down breakfast, or they do to-go biscuits. Other than that, 5 minutes. There's a McDonald's. There's a Jack's. Don't know if you have Jack's up there, but biscuits in the morning. So they open. I think both of them open at 5, nice. And then the Southern opens at 6. If you want to sit down, drink coffee, and eat breakfast.
Good. You guys got any Dunkins down there?
Yeah. There's a Dunkin' by the mall area. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
10 minutes away.
That's my jam.
Nice. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we've talked for 40 minutes. I wanted this to be a good preview, and I think it was.
Awesome.
Again, just as some closing remarks, Aluminum Fishing Series, we have our event on Chickamauga, March 9th and 10th, 2-day event, aluminum boats only. Our host location, Talkin Tackle Outfitters and Lodge in Hickson, Tennessee. We are actually, myself and my partner are going to be staying at the lodge. I think there's a couple of fishermen that are going to be at this lodge as well. They're all booked up, so if you're looking for lodging, you got to go elsewhere. But definitely check them out. TalkinTackle.com, aluminumfishingseries.com to get all your information about the event, and definitely spread the word. I want 35 teams at this thing, so let's word of mouth is really huge for organizations like mine, where we're not a professional level, but we're a fun, competitive.
That's what it's all about.
We're a fun, competitive LLC, and we try to give back most of what comes in. Obviously with the 90%, that 10% is going back to the website, and most of it's going to the website, to be honest with you.
And you guys
podcast
equipment, I'm sure.
Right, and anything that just kind of comes out to benefit all fishermen, to be honest. So I've got a full-time job. This isn't my full-time gig, as much as I'd want it to be. So it's just a fun thing for me to do every year. And it starts with Chickamauga. This is the third time I'll be down in Alabama, Alabama and Tennessee. So if I didn't have this brand, I wouldn't be doing that as much. So this is definitely an outlet for me. It should be an outlet for you, especially as tin rig runners. We're a family, and the trend's only getting bigger. So again, thank you, Greg, for joining
Chris,
us.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate all the support, and we're really looking forward to having you guys down here.
It's going to be a great time. So get yourself registered.
All right,
my man. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Hey, you too. Thanks, man.
See ya.
Something I noticed about fishing, it never works out so well for the bait.
Come on, you could say it's okay, they know.
Metal is stronger than glass.
Tell them I'm going fishing.